All right, so Pooja, not just the US president, the Spanish president too is on his way. Pedro Sanchez, in fact, is all set to arrive in Delhi. He's also, okay, we have some developments that he's tested positive. He is, in fact, going to skip the Delhi G20 Summit. Spain is going to be magnificently represented by the first Vice President and Minister of Economic Affairs and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation.
All right, that's a big news.
Yes,
that's a big development.
Remember
that First Lady of USA, when her test came positive for Jill Biden, there was a scare if US President Joe Biden may have to skip, but his tests have come negative. But for Spain, we are being told there is some sort of fresh update that has come in, that Spanish President Pedro will be skipping the G20 summit, but there's going to be a senior delegation that is expected. Geeta, so that's a fresh update. And also a reminder that COVID scare is still around. What update and details do you have about the first Vice President and Economic Affairs Minister to attend? Geeta, if you can hear me, the Spanish President Pedro, we are being told his tests have come positive for COVID-19, is going to skip the meeting. But there is going to be a senior delegation from Spain that will be arriving in Delhi.
Well, that's right. The Spanish President also tested positive, which also will steer the conversation at the G20 onto what the pandemic really has done for the community and how it has impacted the global community. That certainly is going to be part of the conversation, given that we've seen the First Lady of the United States of America testing positive, which was quite a scare, given that it could have scuttled President Biden's visit as well, but that is not to happen. Now we're hearing that the President of Spain is going to skip the meet because he has tested positive, but yes, his intent was to be here, unlike the Chinese president or, for that matter, the Russian president, which is why he is sending a high-level delegation headed by a minister to India to lead the delegation at the G20.
Yes.
There are a lot of hits and misses this time around at the summit. Are not unusual for heads of government and heads of state not to come and send delegations, but this time the reasons are quite different, particularly when it comes to COVID returning. That certainly will bring back the conversation and steer it towards the pandemic and health security, apart from the fact that there are going to be conversations with regards to food and energy security owing to the Russia-Ukraine war.
Geeta, very interesting. It's going to be 3 long days for you and for our Foreign Affairs editor to ensure that we have constant confirmations coming in. Remember, while Spanish President is not arriving, who's already arrived? Mauritius Prime Minister and Argentina President is already here. So that has started the arrivals of these world leaders, Sneha, one by one, and through the day, till about evening, there are going to be world leaders who are delegates, basically, as officially addressed, will be arriving into the G20 Summit.
That's right. You know, Pooja, before we move on further, I just want to tell you a little about what is happening as far as the COVID situation is concerned. For us, of course, and thankfully, so it's not really in headlines, but the fact of the matter is that in the US, Spain, UK, Israel, several other countries, COVID cases are increasing. So this is a very real threat. And Geeta rightly pointed out, the WHO is also going to be a part of this meeting. And the focus, rightfully so, is going to be on the pandemic preparedness, by the way, which has not been declared over. So that is an important aspect of the G20 meeting that we must keep our eyes firmly focused on.